Hi and welcome to another episode of Frequently Asked Questions with myself, Martin Bissett, where we collate the questions we get asked by practitioners throughout the world and try and answer them for you in 5 minutes or less. Today's comes from Anthony, and Anthony has a very, very straightforward question for us. When is a lead dead? Now, I'm going to presume at this stage that Anthony is referring to prospects that they've perhaps met with for the first time. And there'll be different types. There'll be inquiries that come through, first of all, that you never get to meet. There'll be prospects that you got to meet and never got to a second meeting. There are those that you'll have gotten to a second meeting with, maybe presented a proposal, but no one made a decision about anything and it was left to drift. So when a lead is dead depends on where we're up to. For me, the general rule of thumb, and there are exceptions, but the general rule of thumb here is that if they have failed to come back to you on 3 occasions, it's a 3 strikes and out rule, that is when a lead should be considered dead. Even if it's not, you should have enough self-respect to call it dead, because you don't want to be chasing, you're far too expensive, far too valuable to be chasing after people who don't want to talk and haven't got the courtesy to return calls, return emails for whatever reason. If they are legitimately waylaid and can't come back to you, they will in time because their interest is still there. So we have to leave it to them to come back. But first of all, we don't want to lose control. We always want there to be a next meeting with the prospect. If we can't get to that stage, because it's simply an inquiry stage right now, it hasn't even become a meeting yet, then I would suggest it's the 3 and out. So whether it's 3 phone calls, or 3 emails, or 3 meetings, or a mix of all of those, if they have not come back to us after 3 attempts to contact them over a legitimate period, a month or more, that's when I would call the lead dead. Now, caveat, we must be careful here, because there can be legitimate reasons why a prospect doesn't get in touch, and we must make sure that we don't kill off opportunities sooner than they really should be, because we are, of course, saying goodbye to some hard-earned marketing leads on that basis. So I would suggest that even when it is confirmed as dead, after maybe 3 attempts to contact, we then might just put a backstop in there of 6 months hence, 3 months hence, something like that, just to dip your toe in the water again and see whether there is any response. Another way in which we can deal with this is to write to them by email or letter and say, according to my files and records, there was no response to this, this and this. I do not wish to take up any more of your time than is necessary. If I do not hear back from you after this communication, I'll assume you don't want to talk to us anymore, and I'll close the file on your inquiry. And then we know if they don't respond to that, then we know that the level of interest has died for whatever reason. So that is when a lead is dead, Anthony, but be careful to not kill off anything prematurely and make sure a good amount of time, at least a month or more, has been allowed to pass before you do so. That's today's frequently asked question. I look forward to answering another one on the next episode. Bye for now.